What exactly does the Aston Martin Valkyrie, that incredible supercar from Daddy Stroll's prestigious company, have to do with Ferrari's determined attempt to potentially steal the brilliant Adrian Newey from the formidable Red Bull racing team? A lot, actually, because designing a supercar was a bargaining chip that Ferrari used to sway Uncle Adrian's heart and almost get him to work in red. Supercar comes, supercar goes. Red Bull promised the same thing, but then Christian Horner had a problem. How do you make a supercar? You're here for little big stories every week on Splash and Go. You already know a little Formula One story, or maybe you don't, as long as it's quick, fun to tell, and cool to know. Let's go. Adrian Newey isn't famous for raising the bar for teams for nothing. This has already happened to him 3 times. Williams starting in 1991, McLaren from 97-98. And then Red Bull, when he got his hands on the projects and in no time took a small team that seemed more like a marketing gimmick to fighting for wins. Wins and titles. Well then. So, over the course of history, Ferrari eventually got tired of seeing Newey's cars outperforming their red machines and thought, wouldn't it be easier if we just hired the guy? Because except for the period between 1999, 2005, and 2006, when the cars designed by Ross Brawn and Rory Byrne swept almost everything, or came very close to it for Ferrari, the rest of the time they were left behind. Ferrari is known for offering a mountain of money when they're really interested in hiring someone. That same Ferrari is also known for being a swamp of politics, gossip, and internal power struggles. Just ask 2 Englishmen, Lewis Hamilton now in 2025, and long before him, John Barnard. But some people like Adrian Newey aren't motivated by money alone. After all, he's already made plenty, and we know he's had a top driver's salary in Formula One since 96-97. That was when McLaren poached him from Williams, and the matter was settled in court. In fact, I've already told the full story of Newey's cars in this video here. It's worth checking out. Then in 2014, with Red Bull and Renault going downhill and Ferrari watching Mercedes pull away, the Italians, with Luca di Montezemolo still as president and Stefano Domenicali as team principal, made a hefty offer, a suitcase full of money, to Newey, who once again dodged the question saying, no, look, it's not just about the money, you have to trust and believe in the project, we all know Ferrari is a tough place, and so on. And then Montezemolo and Domenicali offered something that, for the first time, made Newey's heart waver. No, my dear, come here, sit down, you come with us, you get all this money, you build Formula One cars, but we have a bonus here that no one else can offer you. And if you... They would make a super street Ferrari, the Ferrari Newey, and then his heart truly wavered and he came very close to signing with the Maranello team. The subject went dormant there in 2014 and 2015, but in 2016 Ferrari already had new management, with Maurizio Arrivabene replacing Domenicali and Sergio Marchionne taking over from Montezemolo. They came back at it, improving the offer and saying, in the future, we're going to race in this so-called World Endurance Championship. Look, you can make a Formula One car, a WEC car, and a Super-Ferrari for the street. Come on, Newey. And they really had a big ace up their sleeve because not every team has such an important car brand and gives the engineer the chance to name a Ferrari after himself. Let's be honest, Ferrari is Ferrari. But word gets around, and Christian Horner, Newey's boss at Red Bull, found out. And then he said, hold on, why don't you make a supercar here instead? Here? Here. I don't know if you remember, but between 2016 and 2020, Red Bull was sponsored by Aston Martin. That's right. And as part of that deal, besides stickers, sponsorships, marketing campaigns, and so on, there was an agreement to create a joint venture, a collaborative project between Red Bull and Aston Martin to make the Valkyrie, Aston Martin's street-legal supercar at first, which would later have its own WEC version for the World Endurance Championship. This car, which nowadays races in the WEC, has a wonderful and unmistakable V12 roar. And Newey stayed at Red Bull thanks to this clever move by Christian Horner to keep him on the team. Last year, when he left the Milton Keynes team, he was close to signing with Ferrari, which once again missed the chance to have him, since he actually signed with Aston Martin, which back then didn't even have a presence as a team in Formula One. So that was another little story from Splash and Go on YouTube. I hope you enjoyed it. Leave a like. It's free. It doesn't cost anything, you know, and it really helps the channel. Do me this favor, do us this favor. Comment down below if you knew about this statistical detail. Tell us where you're watching from, leave a like, a little emoji, whatever you want. Anything helps the algorithm keep spreading our content across the internet. On the way to 300,000 subscribers. So you don't miss anything we do here, we have notification channels. Instagram, Telegram, and WhatsApp, link in the description, and you'll get an automatic message as soon as I publish each video. Last but not least, here are our social networks: Instagram, Twitter, Threads, and TikTok, where there's content all the time. See you there, see you in the next video. Thanks, and a